It's Week 13 of the 2024 season, and this one features the Ravens, bruising running back. He's the NFL's ultimate red zone back, and your leader in rushing touchdowns. It's the Ravens and the Eagles. And
we are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his 5th year now, Jalen Hurts.
And normally in this spot we talk about passing numbers from last week, but this time it's all about the rushing. 3 times he found the end zone in his last ball game. He is a do-everything quarterback, and you have to expect we'll see him call his own number here as well.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. You look at this Baltimore defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think with as good as their coverage is, and they're also excellent tacklers, they try to keep things in front of them and either make the tackle or you have to run out of bounds because there's nowhere to go. They'll let them dink and dunk all day long.
7 yards on the carry, make it 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And the win last week, punted 4 times as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. They're led out by their quarterback, a day 3 selection in this year's draft.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Oh, able to avoid him. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright? That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. 3rd down and 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. Past the 20. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him on their opening drive of the contest, and it's now 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. But Charles, clearly they wanted to send a message there and impose their will. They score on their opening possession on a drive comprised entirely of rushing the football.
Message sent. I don't know that the team on the other side of the field wanted to receive it, but what a statement on their opening drive. Just run it all the way downfield, no passes. That absolutely sets the tone that they're going to be physical in this game.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Now the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So that drive of 4 plays, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Seven 0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Eagles offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And his numbers this year have been eye-popping in a lot of categories. In one area that stands out, he's the NFL leader in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback here in the latter part of the season. Steps up, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
Well, they got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. That's double the distance to the 1st down marker.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing is Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. And that's good for a gain of 6. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And it's taken in at the 9. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And here we are in the month of December with his name sitting atop the leaders in rushing yards as the season nears its end. Strong finish here in the final stretch of games could earn him the crown. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Past the 20 for a short gain, second down. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 21, here's second down and 7. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And some space here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 80 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down. The Ravens at 9-3 here on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 2. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. This is caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, where it was the Bengals who were able to pick up the victory at home. Joe Burrow, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Xavier Legette, a touchdown reception. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Ravens offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. Now, he's had a knack for finding the end zone all season long. His numbers reflect that. Here we are in the month of December. He sits atop the NFL leaderboard in terms of rushing touchdowns. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. They'll start on the ground here on first down. A beautiful breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 126 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
Right back to him on first down. And some room to maneuver. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
We're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may even turn into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
This is taken at the 23. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
190 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And he continues to rack up the yardage on the ground. That last run going to move him over 200 yards rushing now in this game alone.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there. His third touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season.
And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Point after, right down the middle. And it is 28-0. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this third quarter of play. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
In motion right, Campbell. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. And the Ravens taking the field.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes this 35-0 now. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. In motion left comes Brown.
Hurts.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. He'll return it from the 6.
So that a 56-yard punt with a 14-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
So that last run is going to be the one to do it. He has officially broken the NFL's single-game rushing record.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
They'll try and run for it. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. He'll drop to throw. And this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was that they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Baltimore, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.